Hey, what's going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and welcome to my review for The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 2, which was titled, We Are the End of the World. This episode was interesting. It was a bottle episode of The Whispers. It had some flashbacks. It had some present-day moments revolved around the whole satellite crash that happened in the premiere. I definitely enjoyed the premiere more because it was a more of an involved episode. It had more development, had more characters involved. But as a solo episode for just the Whispers, I feel like this episode was necessary, especially for Alpha and Beta's character. That's kind of it, though. I mean, Gamma, yeah, I guess. Lydia, a little bit. But in terms of just character development, I feel like it's most important for Alpha and Beta. I really enjoyed the parallels they had between the two timelines, how they had Alpha and Beta confronting each other in two different instances towards the end of the episode. Of course, we saw Alpha and Beta, or Alpha coming across Beta's like room area and stuff that Beta didn't want her to see, and then he got all pissed off and started freaking out and breaking shit. And the same thing happened, but in present day, where Alpha had a bunch of stuff for Lydia, and it's kind of like memorials, and they still kept their little bunny thingy, stuffed animal, and Beta found it, and then Alpha got all pissed off and started breaking shit. And I really like the parallel there. They also had some parallels between Gamma and Lydia, and how Gamma's kind of like this new daughter for Lydia, and that's not for Lydia, this new daughter for Alpha in replacement of Lydia. And then Beta's like, you can't replace your daughter, because she told everyone that she killed Lydia, right? That's what she told Beta. Clearly, she didn't. She let her go because she was too weak to be able to do it, even though she is still pretty damn strong. And she's all about being strong, yet she couldn't do something that difficult like killing her own daughter, so she lied about it. And she gets all emotional and stuff, and she doesn't want people to know about that, which gives the character layers. I'm glad they're giving Alpha layers, and it's not just she's some deranged psychopath who loves killing, because those are the most boring villains in my eyes, the ones that just are deranged psychopaths that just love to kill. That's why I love The Walking Dead, is because they make villains that are interesting and different. The Governor, Negan, Alpha, they're all different than one another, but they're all very, very interesting. They're not just crazy psychos who just want to kill, kill, kill. Like, yeah, there's tons of slasher movies like Michael Myers, Jason, and most of them are like that. They just want to kill, and they just keep killing. And those villains would just not be interesting in my eyes. I would have no interest in a villain like that. But a person like Alpha, like Beta, like Negan, like the Governor, they are interesting. They are entertaining, and they make for some really awesome storylines. And I really like how it kind of led into them getting the herd and rounding it up. And they are clearly headed for the border. And I think they're going to send Gamma, based on the sneak preview, they're going to send Gamma to Alexandria to tell them to head their asses down to the border, because Alpha wants to talk. And Michonne's like, shit, what do we do? And I want to break down that promo maybe in another video. I'm not too sure if I will or not. But so what else happened this episode? We get a lot of cool stuff with Lydia, how Lydia was trying to be like her mom, and clearly that's not really something that, that's just not something that you want to be. Let's be real here, Lydia. But I found it interesting how she was like that, and then now she's completely against her mother, obviously. One thing that was interesting to me is that Beta, I for some reason, I thought Beta was going to spare the girl's life, Gamma's sister, because he helped her. I thought he was just going to let her die by the herd, and then he spares her life, and I'm like, oh, maybe he's just going to let her live. But then we notice this dynamic between Alpha and Beta, kind of similar to Negan versus Simon, not the same deal. But Alpha didn't want to just kill Gamma, and not because Alpha's weak. It's not because Alpha doesn't like to kill. If that was anybody else, Alpha would probably do it, but Alpha feels sympathy for her because she lost her child to, obviously, the Hilltop residents, and same kind of deal happened with Lydia, or with Alpha and Lydia, so she was kind of sympathizing for her. And then also she started to feel like she was a daughterly figure to herself, which made her a little bit weaker, and that is something Beta caught on with and got pissed off, and I really like that dynamic. So I think this can really lead into the same sort of story arc that happened in the comics, with Beta taking over charge after Alpha dies and finishing the Whisper War in Alpha's honor. It feels like that could happen. I think Alpha might let her guard down with Negan or someone else, and then boom, that's it. And she lets her guard down, and maybe it'll be because of Lydia. That's why I am still in the feeling that Lydia should be the one to kill Alpha. I don't think Lydia would want to, right? But I think maybe they can give Lydia some sort of a connection with the character. I don't know who, Kelly or some character, give her some really deep connection with, just like Henry, and then have Alpha kill this person in such a brutal fashion right in front of Lydia, and that just throws Lydia over the edge, and then she ends up being the one to do it. And I think it would be kind of metaphorical, and it'd be impactful too, because the one person that killed Alpha is the one person that made her weak. Lydia made Alpha weak. That is exactly the only thing turning Alpha into a lesser of a person. Or maybe Alpha says, screw it, I need to just get rid of that and become powerful. And if I get rid of her completely, maybe it can set me into this more powerful mood, and then she can't do it, and then maybe that's what gives Negan or Carol or someone a second to come in and kill Alpha. Something like that. I feel like that can happen. I feel like it's going to bite her in the ass, this whole weakness because of Lydia thing, and I would really be interested to see that happen. And then, of course, Beta takes over, because it doesn't seem like anything phases Beta. But let me know what you guys think about the whole Beta thing that happened in the flashback. What was going on with that? What was Beta trying to hide? What was that person? Who was that person's involvement in Beta's life? Was it a wife? Was it a brother? I couldn't tell if it was a girl or a boy. I know it was a walker, obviously, and I guess he wanted to keep the person alive as a walker, just like, Herschel in the barn and Governor with his daughter, which we've seen this a million times, but like, I don't really feel like it's something that's it seems redundant and we get it so much, but it makes sense for why so many people would be that way. So I don't really feel the redundancy the same way that others might, you know what I mean? But I really do find the whole entire dynamic between Alpha and Beta within this episode to be great. The acting, phenomenal. Oh my God, Ryan Hurst and Samantha Morton, I believe, amazing job. But let's get into the bad, because nothing's perfect, right? There's always going to be some negatives, right? There has to be with that everything, and there are some negatives with this episode. Minor things, may I add. They're not huge. It was a little slow. It did feel a little like repetitive in some scenes. Like, okay, we get it. Alpha's pissed off that her daughter's gone and it's making her weak, right? We get it. Like, that was kind of redundant at some points. There really wasn't that much impact. Like, honestly, this episode did not have to be this long. I didn't really learn anything new other than the fact that we learned more on top of already existing knowledge. We learned more details to things that we already kind of knew, and these details could have probably been given to us in much shorter flashbacks within like 10 minutes of an episode. I don't think it needed to take up a whole entire episode, but I don't really mind it. Like, I'm not one to complain about bottle episodes and what people say, quote unquote, is filler. Sometimes things need to breathe a little bit, and I think it's okay for us to have some breathing room. Not every episode is supposed to be mind-boggling or insane, like probably what the next episode will be, but everyone just needs to realize that. I think it's going to all turn out for the better, and it's going to make storylines more impactful when we have these moments like this within this episode, and we get to see some of it. And we got Savior solo episodes back in season 10, so I don't see the problem with having a Whisper solo episode. It kind of reminded me of the Governor solo episodes, actually more so than the Savior solo episodes, because the Savior solo episodes, we only had like one or two of them, but there's just so many more Saviors. Therefore, it felt bigger, but there's more characters within them. But like the Governor thing was just the Governor. This was basically just Alpha and Beta and a little bit of Gamma and like Lydia here and there, like I said. In terms of the other characters, none of them were really important to the story, really at all. Well, yeah, Gamma's sister too, but that's about it. The only one thing that was kind of weird to me was it felt off. Now, I liked how the backstory worked with A and B, and then that eventually turned into Alpha and Beta, obviously, but I was hoping to see some more backstory to the Whisperers, because this wasn't really backstory to the Whisperers, more so it was just backstory to how Alpha and Beta met. I wanted to see how the hell they got people to join the damn group in the first place. That's what I was curious about. I mean, you gotta find people equally as messed up as you, or maybe the first time they put on the skin, stuff like that. I would have been interested in that. But what I was kind of felt weird about was when she told Beta that you could still keep her, like you don't have to leave her here. In terms of the dead body, the walker, how did Beta just know automatically that she meant to take off the face? Like, where did that come from? Unless I was missing something, I don't know. But it just seemed weird how he went straight to just cutting off the face of it. Like, was this his idea, or did Alpha tell him earlier that we should be doing that, or was it just something they thought of together? I don't know. It felt weird to me. Nonetheless, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Reaction video, of course, will be soon as well. I'm gonna wait for the episode to officially release for that. Actually, I might be uploading this when it officially releases. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Reaction video should be up on the channel. Either it already is or it will be shortly. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.